Good morning.
Yeah, good
How
morning.
is the weekend going? My name is
It's going
Omeza
good.
Aruke, and I am the front desk officer at the Blue Cons. At the Blue Consult, we offer out preparation and registration, and we are able to do this to carry out these services with the accreditation of the British Council and Apply Board. So we
Yeah.
have accreditation from British Council and the Apply Board. So with this accreditation, we are able to register students for IELTS test and also prepare students for for the test. We offer out training and preparation with the help of the accreditation that we have from the British Council, testimonials and results from past students that has prepared for their test results, and they've all achieved excellence. I mean, they've all achieved their desired band scores with our
Wow.
help. And so, well, that's basically it about the company. As we move on, there will be more information shared with you. There's a section for Q&A. So, there's an expert on board, our lead facilitator. He would address all these questions later on. Webinar, the webinar is to create a sensitization around out the common mistakes that people make, and just to generally prepare people for the test, and also um, inform them of a body or a company like ours that can help prepare students for the exam. Brief run through on how the entire webinar is supposed to go. So the webinar will be going on for 4 Saturdays, starting today. So today is day one, all through to 5th of April, which is the last Saturday. So today is just majorly for introduction and overview of the webinar objectives and structure, and then we'll take a brief dive into IELTS, what IELTS means, some of its formats and scoring systems. And then for week 2, which is the second Saturday, we'll do a writing and reading focus. So we'll do writing and reading focus. We'll do some analysis on some tasks in some of the tests. And then for week 3, we'll be doing a learning and speaking focus. And then for week 4, we'll do a consolidation and final practice. So, like, a personal message was sent to all members of the group, um, informing them that the first day will be free. So, this is actually a paid webinar. So, but the first day will be made free so that members can attend and then know what the value they will be getting from the webinar. And everybody hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. We'll do the out scoring system. We'll do a breakdown of the scoring system. We'll do it. We'll pick different tests for different types of out, like the general and then the academic. And then we are also going to, um, out of the 4 skill tests, that is listening, writing, and reading, and then speaking. All these, the 4 skill tests are going to be spread out across all four Saturdays to address. So, like I said, week 1 is for introduction and overview. Week 2 is for writing and reading focus. Week 3 will be listening and speaking focus. And then on week 4, which will be the last day, will be consolidation and final practice. And then actually, there are some just brief ground rules just to guide us while we go on with the webinar. So please ensure that your mic, like if you're not speaking, if you're not the one speaking at the moment, please make sure that your mic is always on mute so that it doesn't disturb the speaker. And then Any questions you have, I advise that you kindly jot them down, have them written somewhere, so that during the Q&A session, you can ask whatever questions you have. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Umeza, for that presentation. The first category is standard IELTS. Yes, the standard IELTS is generally acceptable. Yeah, generally acceptable in English-speaking countries. While UKVI, the full meaning of UKVI is United Kingdom Visa Immigration. That is the full meaning of UKVI, United Kingdom Visa Immigration. The next one we're going to talk about is the tests sections which have to do with the formats, the test formats. What format does the IELTS take? How do you do IELTS? The tests is in these formats. We have listening, we have reading, we have writing and speaking. All right. So you can group these four sections into two major categories: productive skills and receptive skills. Right. For productive skills, you have speaking and writing. That's for productive skills. For receptive skills, you have reading, and listening. These are the four sections of the tests. All right. So we have the productive skills and we have the receptive skills. Productive skills are 2, while receptive skills are 2. Okay, so these are the this is the format and these are the sections of the test. Now we look at how IELTS is scored. How is IELTS scored? IELTS uses a band system. Yeah, a band system, and this is their scale system. For people who have 0 band, this is an overall, please, an overall band. Okay, so this is the overall band system that the IELTS uses, okay, to issue out results. That is, at the end of the day, at the end of your test, what you are going to see on your test reports will either be band 4.0, band 9.0, and all of that. That's overall. Okay? And for the 4 sections are summed together. That is, what band do you have in listening, the band you have in speaking, the band you have in writing, and the band you have in reading would be brought together, and the average of the scores across the 4 sections will be found. Okay, so once the average is found, then you are going to fall within any of these overall band scores. Okay. So we have 0, yes, that's 0 means someone did not attempt the test. Okay? Band 1.0 means you are a non-user. Band 2 means you are an intermittent user. Okay? Band 3 means you are an extremely limited user. You are an extremely limited user. And band 4 means you are a limited user. 5, you're a modest user. 6, you are a competent user. And 7, you are a good user. 8, you're a very good user. And 9, you're an expert user. So these are the categories of overall band scores present or used by these institutions. Just like I've told you, there are 3 organizations that jointly own the IELTS. First of them is Cambridge University. The second of them is British Council, and the last of them is IDP Australia. So now we move on to each section where we look at different sections of the tests, okay, independently now. Okay, the first section is reading section. Yes, the first section is reading section, and we're going to look at it together. Yeah, we have, don't forget, I told you we have for academic and general. So the difference actually, it's in their formats. Okay, for reading academic or academic reading is different from general reading. So I'm going to tell you about the general reading and the academic reading so that you'll be able to see the difference between the two. Okay, so when you are doing academic training, you will know what to expect, and when you're doing general training, you will know what to expect. Okay, for general reading, you have 3 sections. That is, the test is divided. That's the reading test is divided into 3 sections. Right? We have first section, which is section 1, section 2, and section 3. And across the sections, the 3 sections, you have between 4 and 5 passages. Yes, between 4 and 5 passages. And the duration is generally anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world where IELTS is being offered. Yes, you have 60 minutes. Yeah, you have 60 minutes for the test. All right. And the questions, number of questions, you have 40 questions. Yeah, section 1 has 14 questions and section 2 has 13 questions, while section 3 has 13 questions. So you have 14, 13, 13. Altogether, you have 40 questions. Okay. Then we look at academic. Yes, so you'll be able to see the difference between general and academic now. It also has 3 sections, of course, 3 passages. Yes, 60 minutes, but the number of questions per section is different. Yes, it's different from that of general. Okay, that of general, I told you it's 14, 13, 13. But for academic is 13, 13, 14. Section 1 is 13, section 2 is 13, and section 3 is 14. All right, so the section comes in form of a passage. For section 1, you have just 1 passage. For section 2, you have 1 passage. For section 3, you have 1 passage. So for the whole of academic reading, you are having 3 passages. Good. And then we look at the question types. Why do we need to look at the question types? Oftentimes, people don't get to know much about the formats. Yeah, what do I come across? The types of reading that you come across, or the types of questions you come across in IELTS, are different from other types you have either in WAEC, NECO, or JAM, or any other examinations that you have. Okay, So there are different question types, and the mastery of these question types enables you to scale through any difficult questions you are likely going to come across. So we look at the first question type that you are likely going to come across. You're likely going to come across. Yeah, the first one is matching headings to paragraphs. Yeah, that's the first one, matching headings to paragraphs. Yeah, you're going to be presented some passages alongside headings, list of headings, and some questions, in paragraphs, and you are to match a particular heading to a paragraph. We have another one which is matching information to paragraphs. Yes, we have MCQ, which is multiple choice questions. We have CT, which is completion tasks. We have different types of completion tasks. We have notes completion, we have table completion, we have charts completion, we have sentence completion, and we have summary completion. Okay, so we have different completion tasks, including notes and flow charts. Okay, note that you are going to come across all of these all together in a single test. You are likely not going to come across these. All of these in a single test. Okay, but you are definitely going to come across these. Come across 1, 2, 3 of them. Yes, so a test may have 4 types, a test may have 3 types, a test may have, all the types, either 5 or more like that. Okay, another type is matching sentence endings. Matching sentence endings. That is, you'll be given partially written sentences, and you'll be required to complete the sentences, okay, with different options that will be provided. You're going to be provided different options. That is, say, about 5 options or more options like that, and you are to choose which option best completes this sentence. Okay, we have 2 parts of this sentence. Yeah, we have 2 parts of this sentence. The first part is the one that is partially written. The second part is, among the options that you're going to be given, and you are to, complete the sentence. Yeah, the sentence to make a whole sentence. That is matching sentence endings. The next one is true, false, not given. Yeah, true, false, not given. You are to say whether a statement agrees with information that is in the passage or not, or there is no information on a particular statement. So when a statement agrees with information as it is in the passage, you say true. And when a statement contradicts the information that is in the passage, you say false. And when there is no information on the statement that is provided, you will say not given. All right, that is for true, false, not given. And then we have yes, no, not given. Yes, this is about opinions. Yeah, we have different statements from the passage, and then you are to say whether the statement agrees with the opinion, okay, of the writer. If the statement agrees with the opinion of the writer as in the passage, you will say yes. If the statement contradicts the opinion of the writer, you will say no. And never you use force, okay, in this case, if there is, or it is impossible to say what the writer thinks, then you will say not given. Okay, more details about how to solve each of these problems will be provided, in our detailed webinar and the subsequent classes that we're going to be having. Then we have CT2, which is classification type. Yes, I will talk more about this in our subsequent classes. All right, let's look at the grading. That's the band score. We should look at the grading system. Yeah, for reading, that's for general. How many points, how many questions are you expected to answer correctly for you to achieve a particular band score in reading? Okay, if you're able to answer 40 questions correctly, you are having band 9. Yeah, so that's it. You are able to answer 40 questions. That is the whole 40 questions given to you. You are able to answer them correctly. Then you will have band 9. If you have 39 correct answers, you have 8.5. Let me structure this well. Yes, you have 8.5 for 39 correct answers. And you have band 8 for 38 correct answers. If you have 37 correct answers, if you have 38 correct answers, you will have band 9 for your reading. The next one is 7.5. For you to have 7.5 in your reading for general, you need to answer 36 questions correctly. You need 36 correct answers to get band 7.5. You need 35 correct answers to get band 7. You need 33 correct answers to get 6.5. All right. And then for you to get band 6, you need between 30 and 31, 5.5, 27, 29. To get band 5, you need between 23, 26 correct answers. All right. Then for you to get 4.5, yeah, you need between 19 and 22 correct answers for you to get 4.5. And for you to get band 4, you need between 15 and 18 correct answers. Then for academic training, yes, you need between 39 and 40 correct answers for band 9. Before you can get a band 9, you need between 39 and 40 correct answers. And for you to get band 8.5, you need between 37 and 38. Okay, for band 8, you need between 35 and 36 correct answers. Okay, for band 7.5, you need between 33 and 34 correct answers. And for band 7, you need between 30 and 32 correct answers. For band 6.5, you need between 27, 29 correct answers. Okay. And then for band 6, you need between 23, 26 correct answers. All right. For band 5.5, you need between 19 and 22 correct answers. And for band 5, you you need between 15 and 18 correct answers. And then for 4.5, you need between 13 and 14 correct answers. And for band 4, you need between 10 and 12 correct answers. All right, so that's all for reading section. Okay, the reading tests. Okay, more details as to how to go about each question type, how to answer them when you see them. Yes, and I will show you the samples, and we will work together on, we develop strategies together. Yes, I'll be bringing in my own strategies, especially strategies I have developed with my students, techniques that I've developed with my students that worked for them. I'll bring them into the class, all right, into the webinar, and then I can also give room to you so as to bring in your own strategies. We work together and ensuring that you ace your band score, you ace your performance in IELTS, especially in reading and in general section, in all of the sections. The next one is listening section. Yes, here you will be provided a tape. Yes, a tape. You listen to a tape, a conversation. Yes, by English speakers. Yes, you have different sections of the test, and you're going to be presented a question booklet. In the question booklet, you have questions. Yes, listening questions. Those questions are brought from the conversations on the tape. All right. So what you see mostly in your question booklet will be questions regarding and about the conversations you hear on the tape. So we're going to look at the formats. What format does IELTS listening test take? What format does it take? So we look at it for both academic and general. Here, there is no differentiation. There is no differentiation. Whether you're doing academic or you're doing general, it is still the same format, that's listening. Unlike reading that has general and academic. But for listening, it's the same, for both academic and general. So we look at the test formats. Yes, it has 4 sections. Yeah, and each section has their own topic, what they talk about. For section 1, it's generally a phone call, a phone conversation. Probably you see a receptionist of a hotel or restaurant or a school or a factory or anything. Yeah, having conversation with a client or a customer, okay, talking about their services, okay, making inquiries and the rest of them. So here you have 2 speakers. You have 2 speakers on both sides of the phone call. Okay, someone from the institution acting as a receptionist or a secretary. All right, another person that's on the other side of the call, okay, making inquiries about courses or about available rooms in a hotel and the rest of them like that. So 2 speakers you're going to have here. For section 2, it's social setting, and that has 1 speaker, just 1 speaker. It's most likely, in many instances, I've seen a tour guide providing information. Okay, do you have a question there?
Yes.
Kindly go ahead, ask, please.
So is it pen on paper or computer based?
Oh, I beg your pardon. I ought to have told you this right from the beginning. Yes, IELTS test is conducted both on paper and on computer. So, have I answered your question, David, please?
Thanks. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, the next one, which is section 3, this is academic setting. It's an academic setting. Section 3 is an academic setting, yes, and it has between 3 and 4 speakers. So you're going to be hearing different voices at the same, yes, at different times. Yeah, from the tape. Yes, it's most likely you have a lecturer and either a student coming for assignments or projects or instructions and the rest of them like that. While for section 4, which is the last section, it is, let's put it this way, the longest section of the 3 sections. All right, yeah, the longest section of the 3 sections. Of the 4 sections. Yeah, because it has just one speaker, and that speaker speaks all throughout the section. So you have 10 questions there. So it's 10 questions for section 1, 10 questions for section 2, 10 questions for section 3, 10 questions for section 4. So altogether, you have 40 questions, yeah, across the 4 sections that you have in the IELTS listening section. Okay, then we look at the band score. How many correct answers do you need to get before you can get a particular band score? Yeah. For you to have band 9, you need between 39 and 40 correct answers. And for you to have 8.5, you need between 37 and 38 correct answers. And for you to have a band 8, you need between 35 and 36 correct answers. For you to have band 7.5, you need between 32 and 34 correct answers. For you to have band 7, you need between 30 and 31 correct answers. And for you to have band 6, just a moment, yes, you need between 36 and 39 correct answers. For you to have band, for you to have band 6.5, please, I beg your pardon. For you to have band 6.5, you need between 26 and 29 correct answers. And for you to have band 6, you need between 23 and 25. And for band, beg your pardon, 5.5 here, yes, between 5 points, for you to have band 5.5, you need between 18 and 22 correct answers. And for you to have band 5, you need between 16 and 17 correct answers. And for you to have 4.5, you need between 13 and 15 correct answers. And for you to have band 4, you need between 10 and 12 correct answers. Now we look at the listening question types. Just like your reading question types, you have listening question types. Okay, mastering these question types enables you to know what you are going to come across and how to tackle many of the questions that may arise from different types. Okay, the first one is MCQ, which is multiple choice questions. The second one is completion tasks. The third one is diagram labeling. Okay, MCQ is multiple choice questions. CT, yes, that is completion tasks. And DL, that is diagram labeling, where you're going to be provided, going to be given a diagram. And such diagram could be a map of a city. Yeah, a map of a city, a map of a country. Okay, and it could be a camera. Yes, it could be any piece of equipment. Yeah, that you would need to label. What you need to use to label these diagrams is provided in the audio. So as you're listening to the audio, you're looking at the diagram before you in your question booklets, and you are following the information, okay, that you are hearing from the tape, using that information to complete the task in your question booklets. Yes, so that is the form listening test takes. Then we move on to writing section. For writing section, we have two tasks, both for academic and general. We have task 1, we have task 2, both for academic and general. But the format task 1 takes for academic and general is different. Yeah, task 1 in academic is different from task 1 in general. So you are going to see the difference in a while. For academic task 1, we have 20 minutes. That is the duration. Yes, I remember I didn't say the time units for listening section. Time units for listening section is 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah, for paper-based or paper-delivered test, you have extra 10 minutes to transfer your answers from your question booklets to your answer sheets. That's for the listening section. Okay, I forgot to mention that while I was talking about the listening section. Now for the writing section, and particularly the task 1. Task 1 takes 20 minutes. And for academic, we have data analysis and description. That is what you are going to come across in your task 1 for academic writing. So you'll be presented graphs, charts, tables, diagrams, and maps. But it's not that you're going to come across all of these all together in a single test. It's not like that. Okay, well, in some tests, task 1, you can come across a graph, you can come across a chart, you can come across a graph and a table. Other times you can come across a table and a chart. In other instances, it could just be a map or a diagram. Okay, so it's not that you're going to come across all of these question types, okay, in a single test. It doesn't happen that way. But you can come across 2 in a single test. You can come across 1. Okay, oftentimes you have a graph and a table, a chart and a table. All right, that's what you are likely going to come across in case you come across 2, 2 types. Okay, then we look at the requirements. What are the criteria? Yes, you need to know what the criteria are. Yes, for writing, especially for task 1. How is your writing assessed? What do the examiners look out for in your writing? When you know what the examiners are looking out for in your writing, then you can have a tailored preparation. Okay, tailored practice. So you know what the examiners are looking for, and you focus on what the examiners are looking for, and you prepare towards that. Okay, the first criterion is task achievements. That is the first criterion that you're going to have. Task achievements. How are you able to achieve the task given to you? Yes, how to do that, of course, will be explained. Yes, will be explained in the subsequent lessons or classes that we're going to be having. Okay, the next one is coherence and cohesion, followed by lexical resource. That's your vocabulary. As I always tell my candidates, never use words that you are not certain of. Words you're not sure of, do not use them. Words you cannot spell. Yes, you know them, you know the meaning, but you don't know how to spell the words. Never you use that word. Never you use the words. Okay? Use words that you can spell. Use words that you know, and you know the meaning. You know that you can spell them. Use those words. Right? Rather than using words that you cannot spell. Followed by grammatical range and accuracy. Yes, grammatical range and accuracy. Yes, I released a video yesterday. So, David, you can go and watch that video on our YouTube. Omeza will share a link shortly. Yes, on the platform. That is 5 points checklist. Yes, while you're writing, or let's say after you're done writing everything you need to write, okay, you need extra minutes to check what you have written. And how do you check? What do you check? You need to run some checks, yes, on your writing, for you to be sure that you have fulfilled all the requirements, most especially when it comes to grammatical range and accuracy, as well as word choices, okay, yes, and coherence and cohesion. Okay, so please go and watch that video. It's on our YouTube channel. Yes, I think we also have it on our Facebook and Instagram. Omeza will share the link with you shortly. Okay, let's look at the instruction you are likely going to come across. Yes, the instruction you are likely going to come across. The first instruction is, that is for task 1, you have word limits, yes, which is 150 words. You are not to write below 150 words, because according to this instruction, write at least 150 words. So you can't write less than 150 words. In YX, the second instruction is summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. This is important. When you see these instructions, the 1 and 2, please take time to interpret them and to understand them, because failure to do that will affect your band score. Okay? How to interpret these instructions, of course, will be provided in our subsequent classes. Okay. For general task 1, what are the question types you are likely to come across? The first is formal letter writing. Well, generally for task 1, it's letter writing. Letter writing. So the letter writing can come in form of formal letter writing, okay, which is official. The Number 2 is informal letter writing. Yes, that's a letter you write to your friends or family, your acquaintances. All right. And then semi-formal letter writing. You are not going to come across the 3 types, but you will come across one of them. You will come across one of them. And the structures, yes, the structures will be explained in the next, in our subsequent classes, where I will tell you the tone, the language that you're expected to use in each type. Okay, what language should you use? How should you structure your formal letter writing? How should you structure your informal letter writing? And how should you structure your semi-formal letter writing? All of that will be explained in our subsequent classes. Okay, we look at the requirements. The requirements are the same as for academic task 1. You remember for academic task 1, I told you the criteria. Okay, task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range, and accuracy. All of these are the 4 criteria, 4 requirements. We can also call them parameters. Okay, and all will be used to assess your writing. Yes, about the grade or the percentage each of these criteria takes, you get to know that. Yes, you get to know. All right, let's look at the instruction. Yeah, the instruction. Okay. The first instruction is write at least 150 words. Don't write below 150 words. All right, that's what it means. Then number 2, you do not need to write any addresses. Number 3 instruction is begin your letter as follows. Begin your letter as follows. Dear sir or madam. Dear sir or madam. All right, and this one is for formal letter writing. For informal or semi-formal letter writing, you will be guided on how to start your letter. Is that clear now? So that is for general task 1. Then we look at task 2 for both. We look at task 2 for both academic and general. Okay, this task you need 40 minutes. Yes, 40 minutes to answer the questions. Yeah, to complete the task. For task 1 is 20 minutes. For task 2 is 40 minutes. So 20 minutes for task 1, 40 minutes for task 2. You have how many minutes altogether there? That is 60 minutes. You have altogether there. You have 60 minutes altogether there. 20 for task 1, 40 for task 2, and altogether you have 60 minutes. So it means IELTS writing takes 60 minutes. Okay, so for task 2, it's generally essay. You come across essay questions such as arguments, discussion, opinion, yes or no question type that you're going to come across. Okay, yeah, that's the different essay types you are likely going to come across. There are structures for all of these essay types. How should you structure an argument? How should you structure a discussion essay? How should you structure an opinion essay or a yes or no essay? We also have agree or disagree. Agree or disagree essay. How should you structure all of these essays? Okay? Yes. This and more will be talked about in our subsequent webinar. So we look at the requirements just like in task one. Just like the way we did for task one. Task one has its own requirements. If you can still remember, the first criterion is task achievement. Yes, that is for task one. If you look at it against task two now, for both academic and general, you are having task response as the first criterion, the first parameter for task two. The only difference between the criteria for task one and task two is the first criterion. You remember the first criterion for task one. Task two, you have task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. These are the four criteria used by the examiners. We look at the instructions now. You can see that every task has their instructions. Okay? I always tell my candidates that do not overlook instructions, regardless. Right? Do not overlook instructions. Don't relegate instructions. Don't think instructions do not count. In IELTS, instructions count. And your success in IELTS depends on your obedience to these instructions, your application of these instructions, your understanding of these instructions. So do well to respond to tasks based on the instructions provided. Number one instruction is write at least 250 words. You cannot write less than 250 words. That will be an under-length essay, and there is a penalty for that. Secondly, while responding to the task, you are to give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. That is, when you are writing your essay, make sure whatever stand you are taking, whatever side you are supporting, back your points up with reasons. Not only that, make sure to include relevant examples from your knowledge, examples from your experience. We look at each criterion either for task one or task two. So this is where we talk about writing score weighting. Yeah, how your writing is weighted. Yeah, weighted. So your writing, either task one or task two, will be placed on a scale. It's going to be placed on a scale. For criterion number one, the weight for criterion number one is 25%, either for task one or for task two. You have 25%. Then criterion number two, which is coherence and cohesion, you also have 25%. Okay, for lexical resource, 25%. For grammatical range and accuracy, 25%. So altogether, either for task one or for task two, you have 100 or 100%. Okay, and this is where our own expertise comes in. Okay, if we are training candidates, right, this is what we use. We have many candidates who would write and they would submit their writings to us, their essays or task one or task two. Please check for me. Yes, using the standard grading system. And this is the weights we use. This is the scale. This is the scale we use. We use this scale, yes, to assess and to measure writings. Yeah, either task 1 or task 2. So you get to know what your band score will look like after taking the real test. Yes. So that's one of the things we use. You get to know, okay, my writing, how do I know I am meeting up with the requirements? How do I know I'm meeting up with the targets? Yes, we can help you do that. We can help you do that. We can ensure that that is accomplished. All you have to do is to send your writings to us, and we give you breakdowns, okay? Breakdowns according to the criteria. So you get to know where you are missing it in the first criterion, where you're missing it in the second criterion, where you're missing it in the third, and in the fourth criteria. So you get to know things you need to do, how you need to buckle down. We suggest possible solutions, possible improvements, things you can do to improve your writing and to ace your band score.